When we last left our hero, he had finished making a drum pattern in pattern 1. He's gonna make more, kids. Let's check in on him.
What we're gonna do is take this pattern, we're going to copy it by hitting Command C, go to pattern 2, and paste it in. So now, all the stuff that I did in pattern 1 is done in pattern 2. Let's hear it. All right, now let's make it funkier. And to be honest with you now, you could just start playing around. Like, let's go to the bass drum and let's put something here and here and see what that sounds like. And I actually kind of like that, so I don't know how much I want to change it. But let's, in fact, I'm going to keep that, so I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go to 3 and paste it in and do a spin-off on that. You can just leave this playing and then take it out. Or take other drums out and put new ones in. Let's go to the snare drum. Let's try the lighter snare drums, which you can audition by clicking on the play button up there. And then I think that's too loud, but I like the idea, so I'm going to change it to medium and click on it again. Cool, huh? So, and you can just riff off of that. So right now we have 3 patterns. The other thing that you can program into here, and usually you'll set it as a separate pattern. In fact, you kind of have to. So we're going to go to pattern 4, is to create a fill. And a fill is some kind of pattern or ornamenture or drum figure that you create that's outside of the regular beat, that kind of signals the end of a phrase. I'm going to take pattern 2. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go to pattern 4 and paste that in. And let's see if that showed up. Yes, it did. Okay, so here's pattern 2 on pattern 4. But what I'm going to do is delete some of the drums and change them. So here we go. Now, okay, stop. A lot of fills don't take up a whole measure. A lot of them are on the last 2 beats of a measure. So in this case, if you recall, the 3rd beat, which is halfway through, is on beat 9. So we're going to start our fill on beat 9. And a lot of fills are using the tom-toms. So if you recall, we have 1, 2, 3 toms. And a lot of the times, it'll start with the higher tom-toms and go to the lower ones. So I'm going to create a fill that fits into these steps here, starting on the high tom and going to the lower 2 toms in order. So tom 1, the higher one. And we said it starts at 9. I'm going to go to there. And I'm going to program those 2. But because I want it to stand out, I'm going to use the harder dynamic there. I'm going to put a medium tom-tom with the hard dynamic on 11 and 13. I don't know what this is going to sound like. I kind of have an idea. But I'm just going to move ahead and then tom 3, select that, hard dynamic, and I'm going to put something on the last 2. So now let us listen to this. That's not bad. Now, if you notice, the drum beat kind of kept going on in the backgrounds, the bass drum and snare drum and the hi-hat. Unless you have 3 or 4 arms, that's actually impossible to do. So I like to try to keep my drum beats kind of real in a way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the bass drum in because you can keep your foot going while you're playing a fill. But I'm going to take the hi-hat and turn that off, or the places where I put it on the 3rd beat forward from step 9 to 16. And also I have the open hi-hat. We're going to get rid of that. And the snare drums. Go to the snare drums and get rid of them there. That one we can keep because we didn't start our fill yet. So now this is kind of like if a human being was going to be playing this. This is a little more like it. So let's hear what that smells like. Not bad. Now, I think that the tom-toms sounding all the same volume makes it sound a little more mechanical than I want, so I'm going to go to tom 1, and I'm going to make the first one loud, the second one medium. Going to go to tom 2, and I'm semi-doing this randomly, so don't ask me why. I'm mixing it up. I'm giving it variety. Let's make that one light because this is on the actual beat. And let's go to tom 3. Well, because we're finishing things up, let's just make this nice and powerful. Leave it the way it is. Let's hear this whole thing now. Here we go. So there you go. Now we have beat 1. Beat 2, or pattern 2, sorry. We have pattern number 3. And we have pattern number 4, our fill friend. Now that, and as I say, 50 cents will get you 1/8 a cup of coffee. You need to program this in the sequencer. So let's go to there. Go to there now, right now, ladies and gentlemen, for your dining and dancing pleasure, the sequencer.
All right, so now we're going to take a quick break and come back with part 3, where we sequence these drum patterns that we've created.